Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is a re-release of the exceptional platformer slash beat-em-up which impressed both critics and consumers alike last year. The game is now on the PS4 with new attacks, new enemies, new bosses, new levels, new modes, new skins, and a graphical improvement. To put it simply, this is everything a Game of the Year edition should be. The PlayStation 4 edition retains both the fun combat and challenging platforming that we loved last year, and adds minor gameplay improvements to enhance the experience, such as enemies now having health bars in addition to being able to choose costumes which alter health and stamina. These minor refinements only improve upon an already solid core game. The most obvious new addition to the game is the Intenso ability, which is a standard rage mode. It works similarly to Batman's shock gloves in Arkham Origins. The Intenso ability definitely makes the game easier, but to balance that out, new elite enemies have been added to the latter stages of the game. For gamers interested in a challenge, there's still the hard mode, and also a new shadow mode which makes enemies with shields much harder to defeat. Co-op also returns, but it's really nothing more than an afterthought, as platforming with teleporters and multiple dimensions is almost impossible to 2 people. The new content for Guacamelee is interesting, as unlike other story DLC such as The Last of Us Left Behind and Batman Arkham Origins Mr. Freeze DLC, which takes place either completely before or after the core game, the new additions for Guacamelee have been woven into the core story, with new levels and bosses taking place in parts around the middle of the game. This approach may annoy some Guacamelee veterans who just want to play through new levels, but no matter how experienced you are Guacamelee, the new DLC will add an extra 30% of playtime to the game, solving the issue of the original release's problem of being too short. Graphically, there are only minor improvements to an already good looking game. The frame rate is the most welcome improvement as it perfectly complements the slick, fast-paced action of Guacamelee. The higher resolution is hardly noticeable. The increased amount of objects in the foreground, however, can be very irritating, as both Juan and the enemies become harder to see. This only happened occasionally, but it was worth mentioning. Overall, Guacamelee Super Turbo Championship Edition is an excellent example of a Game of the Year edition, as it includes more content, includes all the original DLC, and maintains a strong original experience. For those reasons, it gets an A grade. I strongly recommend the PS4 edition to anyone who hasn't played the original game, as it is the definitive version. I also recommend the game to people who have already played the game, only if you live in the EU though. You're probably thinking that's a very strange requirement, but the reason for this is because if you already own the game or have it through PlayStation Plus, the PS4 version will only cost you £3 if you live in Europe. This offer is not available for non-Europeans, and at full price, there is not enough content to warrant buying the game again. If you like this review, make sure to subscribe, and if you think I can improve in any way, let me know by commenting below. Thanks for watching.